Hello and welcome to Physical Therapy, a movie podcast inspired by the world of physical media and beyond. My name is Kurt.
My name is Sam.
We're also joined by our producer, Kimberly. Hi, Kim.
Good morning, Kim.
Hi, boys. Hello.
On today's episode, we are talking a 4K UHD Kino release from last summer of 1997's Mousehunt, starring Nathan Lane and Lee Evans, and directed by Gore Verbinski.
I was pretty surprised that this came out in 1997, only because I would have been
11?
No, we would have been 9. And I didn't see it in theaters. I had no relationship with this movie, and it feels like it is perfect for 9-year-olds.
You know what? I realized listening to the commentary of this movie, they reference another movie from that year or the next year called The Borrowers, starring John Goodman. And I think in my head they were the same movie. And I don't think I'd ever seen either of them.
Okay, was the reference about how this is like in a mysterious time period?
That, and also, I guess just like the palette maybe in my brain is the same.
Okay.
I don't know. And they're obviously like hunting small, shrunken people in that movie.
Yeah.
I think there's some similarities. But before we get into that, Sam, speaking of pests and infestations,
Oh, no.
You're dealing with not a mouse, but some fleas. Would you like to update us on how that's going?
Well, now there's a mischievous mouse living in my house going through all my Blu-rays. No, I got the apartment sprayed out for the fleas, and I took a trip. I have not been in that apartment for a couple weeks.
Nor have your cats.
Nor have my cats. I took a trip and came back to town, went to that apartment to pick some things up, and guess what I saw? Some more fucking fleas.
Ugh.
So at this point, I've just put in my 30-day notice and I'm leaving.
Okay.
It's a problem beyond you. You cannot solve this.
I can't. It is just the flea motel at this point. So I will be packing up each tiny little Blu-ray I have over the next couple weeks and hopefully moving into a museum.
Good.
A sterile, clean environment. Remember that segment at the end of Creepshow 1?
Yes. Oh,
That's where I'm moving in.
Oh, with the cockroaches?
Yeah.
Ah, damn. That scene is so disturbing.
So anyway, if anybody has any recommendations for houses in Portland, let me know.
Yeah, anybody need a roommate? Call Sam. As we look around, the sun is shining down on Recommendation Corner, Sam.
I think it should be Recommendation Route and Confession Corner.
What about Recommendation Row?
Road.
Row?
Or row. Row or road. Meet me at the corner of Recommendation Road and...
Yes. Okay, road.
Yeah.
I'll go first. This week, I would like to recommend a Western
Ooh.
from 1952, starring Gary Cooper and Grace Kelly, called High Noon.
I rented this from the library once, and that was the only time I've seen it.
There are a few versions of this on 4K. Kino put one out that is no longer shipping with a slip, as far as I know.
Okay.
I purchased a very nice copy from Eureka. Where's Eureka from? Do we know?
I was just going to say, are they a Region B company?
Yes, I believe they're UK. It's sort of like a thicker jewel case with a slip sleeve around it. I really like the art.
The size of a Criterion?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay.
I got this off Orbit recently, and Kim and I watched it this week. It is a classic Western about a sheriff or marshal, I think, in a small town who's right at the beginning of the film seen getting married to Grace Kelly and has plans basically that day to leave this small town where he's been serving as the sheriff for some time and move away. On this same day, a criminal who he basically put away is being released from prison and traveling back to this town with a vendetta, personal vendetta against Gary Cooper, the sheriff. And he's going to be met basically by his posse. And Gary Cooper basically knows that if he runs away, this man will follow him and never let him live in peace. And so he's determined to meet this train with this criminal on it, which is coming right at noon. And this movie essentially is just basically an hour of tension waiting for this train to arrive, almost in real time, I would say. It certainly takes place in real time. It feels like it's actually like happening in real time. And Gary Cooper is trying to establish kind of a posse to help him fight this criminal and his gang, but no one will help him. And it's basically about him sort of entering into a showdown by himself against a bunch of, black hats. It's great.
A classic Western.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I got to watch it again.
Blew me away.
Nice looking 4K. Highly recommend if people have never seen the movie.
Love it. I will wave to you from across the road, and I'm going to recommend 28 years later, The Bone Temple. I'm going to talk vaguely because I know you haven't seen it, Kurt, but
I'm literally going to go today.
okay. This movie to me justified all the parts of 28 years later that I didn't love and made them even better.
Okay.
The ideas in this movie are so interesting and cool. Some of the best needle drops in movie history, in my opinion. An absolutely unhinged, incredible Ralph Fiennes performance. Just an amazing step into this world that Alex Garland and Danny Boyle have been building and returning to for years at this point. You know, Nia DaCosta directed this one. It's not Danny Boyle. It's really interesting to see like her visual style with an Alex Garland script in this world that's already been established. I loved the movie. You know, I really want part 3 to come out, and this movie has not made a bunch of money at the box office. So if you are sitting on the fence and wanting to know if it's worth it, I fully think it is worth it. And I think you should go see it. Let's give these people some more money. So hopefully the third one will get made.
Awesome. I will report back to you, Sam.
Please do.
I've been trying to get there, but I think today it's finally going to happen.
You've just been going to too many screenings of The Housemaid.
Kim and I did see The Housemaid. Highly recommend The Housemaid.
My God.
You didn't see it?
No, but I read all about it. I know the twists and turns.
Okay. How about confession, Sam? Anything to confess?
Marty, I've been good. I did stop in at Amoeba while I was in San Francisco.
Oh, cool. I've never been to that Amoeba.
Oh, you haven't? It's great.
I thought it was going to be small because like the storefront's a little small when you walk up to it, but it's huge in the back. It's great.
Damn.
And the movie room is just as impressive as the one down the street from your house.
Wow. Any scoops? Any pickups?
I didn't get anything. I got a couple of records, but I didn't get any movies. I haven't bought a Blu-ray in a second. I did, however, get a birthday package of about 900 Melcos from my good friend Martin.
Melcos, for the listeners, are the cases for our cases to protect our Blu-rays that we're obsessed with.
Are they sponsoring us yet?
They need to be, but not yet.
Here's another recommendation. If you are in the Bay Area and you have never been to Alcatraz, holy shit, dude. You gotta go to Alcatraz.
Damn.
Alcatraz is awesome. So awesome that I forced my friend Emily to watch The Rock with me last night because we went to Alcatraz together.
Are they just giving away copies of The Rock on 4K at The Rock? They have a gift shop?
Yeah, there's a magnet in the Alcatraz gift shop that just says, "Welcome to The Rock," in quotes, and then it just says, "The Rock, 1996.
Wow.
Incredible. And watching it last night was so fun because the island has changed for sure, but all of the structures are basically the same. So while I was on the island, I was noticing places that I remember from the movie. And then having just been there and watching the movie again, it is incredible how much they used.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Do you remember at the very end when Sean Connery gets framed in that doorway?
Yes.
With just like the blue ocean behind him?
Yes.
I saw that and my jaw just dropped. And Emily was like, "That is an empty like door frame. Why do you care?
Why are you crying?"
Yeah. The Rock is awesome. Both the movie and the place. You've never been?
I've never been.
Kurt, we should go for your 40th.
Yeah, we should.
Dude, you know what we should do is we should take a trip to Point Reyes, which is where they filmed The Fog. And then it's like an hour drive to San Francisco. And we hit the Fog Town and The Rock in the same trip.
Wow. A tour through cinema history. Any announcements we want to cover, Samuel?
Ooh, you know what got announced just this morning? From our best friends at Kino Lorber?
Ooh, tell me.
Brian De Palma's Femme Fatale.
Really?
Have you seen this?
No. This is Antonio Banderas and Rebecca Romaine.
Yeah. Probably fucking rules.
The tagline is, "Nothing is more desirable or more deadly than a woman with a secret."
Ooh.
You know this one, Kimmy?
No, I haven't seen this one, but I'm in.
Isn't this one really credited as like,
The bad one?
I think it's like the last watchable De Palma.
Okay.
I'm putting watchable in quotes.
Tell that to Black Dahlia, baby. Shout out to the Instagram user Adrian Bono, who commented on this post and just said, I just want Romancing the Stone in 4K. Me too.
Hell yeah.
Me too.
So do I. I love Romancing the Stone.
I love a comment that has absolutely nothing to do with the image.
Hey, whatever it takes to put it out there. What's up with Invaders from Mars from 19 when?
I wished for the Tobe Hooper remake of this at one point.
1953. BFI is putting a 4K of this out.
Incredible cover.
I think this is just like a classic, 50s sci-fi. It looks very silly and probably rules. Sam, what's up with Hostel, the first Hostel from 2005? A movie I definitely saw in the theater and was disturbed by.
You know what? I gotta be honest. I've never seen any of the Hostel movies.
Really?
I don't care. Eli Roth is really
Not for you?
fucking poison for me. I think Thanksgiving is awesome. The rest of his career and his political stances, I don't really give a shit about.
I see.
He's good in Inglourious Bastards, but...
Well, that's coming out, as is Part 2 and The Green Inferno. Those are all rumored.
Severin announced, speaking of Tarantino, that they are going to be releasing a box set of 3 Antonio Margheriti films.
Yeah.
His, adventure 80s movies that are all Indiana Jones ripoffs.
Yeah, the branding is, exactly like it, right?
It looks great. And the 3 titles are The Ark of the Sun God, The Hunters of the Golden Cobra, and Jungle Raiders. Dude, the Doctor from The Beyond is in 2 of these.
Yeah, that's right.
Our favorite guy who just pops up in exploitation films every once in a while.
Doc from Twins of Evil.
He's the best.
Oh my God.
So I'm going to pick this box set up during their next sale. I'm excited.
Damn, how have I not upgraded Twins of Evil yet?
Oh, you didn't get that $90 4K?
Not yet.
I think Wendy owes us all a copy.
Sam, you and I both texted each other at the exact same time asking what's up with 2002's Dark Blue starring Kurt Russell, which is coming out in probably a $900 set from Imprint, one of their giant boxes, unfortunately. But I've seen this.
Yeah, I've watched this movie since living in Portland. All I remember is Kurt Russell's just a crazy racist in it.
Oh, that's too bad.
He's like a racist cop.
I think it's directed by Ron Shelton, who did Bull Durham and White Men Can't Jump.
Okay.
He's great. I think I'll wait for the Kino for that one.
Sure. I don't know this movie, but the cover got me immediately. It's part of Kino's cult line, The House of 7 Corpses.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds fucking awesome. A mind-bending thriller from the golden age of occult cinema, The House of 7 Corpses follows a crew filming a horror movie at a crumbling mansion, once home to a cabal of Satanists.
I'm in.
Hell yeah, man. The cover art is hilarious and great.
We're getting a 4K of Marty Supreme from A24. That's pretty cool.
Is that going to be an exclusive to their site, have they announced?
I haven't seen that, but it is definitely one of their direct releases.
Sure. Arrow Video has teased Enter the Video Store Part 2.
That's a box set, right?
Yeah. I have the first one, which is now out of print in its limited edition version, but I think you can get the standard.
Wait, what is that?
It's 5 movies from the 80s direct-to-video line. The first one had Robot Jocks and Cellar Dweller and Dolls. Some lower budget, really fun, campy sci-fi and horror movies.
That's fun.
Did we talk about Inner Space? I don't think we talked about that on the show.
We haven't.
Right?
No, we did this offline.
Inner Space is coming from Arrow, a 4K of that.
Hell yeah, dude.
A Joe Dante film presented by Spielberg.
Starring Martin Short and Dennis Quaid.
Whoa, that I did not know. This is a movie where they go inside of a human body?
Well, kind of. Dennis Quaid is I think a scientist of some kind, and he gets shrunk down to be put into somebody's body, but then bad guys come and try to steal the technology. So the doctor who has the vial that Dennis Quaid is in accidentally sticks it into Martin Short. And then the rest of the movie is Dennis Quaid talking to Martin Short inside of him and them figuring out what's going on.
Is it horrible or awesome?
No, it's awesome. My mom used to rent us this movie all the time when we were kids.
Fuck. Okay.
So I mean, maybe it's horrible, but from my memory, it fucking rules.
They're also doing The Killer, John Woo's The Killer, Arrow, as we talked about with our best friend Ryan. Arrow is going to be releasing all of these John Woo movies that officially got announced.
Also, we talked about Tiger on the Beat 1 and 2 with Ryan, and those finally got announced from Shout Factory. If you remember, Ryan teased this movie by saying there was a giant chainsaw fight, and I lost my mind. I'm going to wait for the Arrow release of these.
Yeah, me too. I'm having a real hard time not double dipping on The Hard Boiled and The Killer.
Yeah. The Arrow cover of The Killer is awesome.
They're both so good. Lastly, Sam, we got an announcement from Arrow Video of a little Kurt Russell movie called Soldier.
I went back in my movie journal, and Kurt and I watched Soldier in May of 2020?
Yeah, virtually together somehow.
After we had watched, it was a double feature night. The first feature that we watched was a little movie by Joel Schumacher called 8mm.
Who's putting that out?
Dude, that's a Kino signed, sealed, and delivered, without a doubt.
Did you pre-order The Fan?
No, but it's in a wish list right now.
We might need to do The Fan on this show.
We're definitely doing The Fan on this show.
But Soldier is directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, not PTA, but PWSA, who directed Mortal Kombat and Event Horizon.
Did Arrow just sign a massive deal with Paul W.S. Anderson? They teased Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, they did.
Are we getting all the Resident Evil movies from Arrow?
What's up with the Resident Evil movies?
I think they're actively terrible.
But our man Zach Kreger's doing it, right? Next reboot?
Yeah, and the rumor is that his Resident Evil isn't going to be set in the game at all. It's just going to be events that are happening in Raccoon City that don't follow the game, which is really cool. It's a really cool take on that IP.
Writer-director of Weapons, of course.
Still waiting on that Barbarian announcement. Along with Dark Blue, Imprint also announced State of Grace. What's up with State of Grace?
Who's in that one?
Sean Penn, Ed Harris, and Gary Oldman.
I have no idea. What year is it from?
1990.
It's probably awesome.
I mean, those are three incredible actors in an incredible era. I'll probably also hold off on wait for the Kino announcement of that one, but come on, dude.
These Imprint limited editions are just not realistic.
They're great. They're really cool, and the boxes are beautiful, but it's like I can't spend $85 on Jade right now.
Yeah.
As we speak, there's a Kino sale going on at Barnes & Noble, and I've been circling Rampage every day for a week.
Rampage is William Friedkin. I watched it. It rocks.
Is anybody in it?
Yeah, Michael Biehn is the lead.
Oh, fuck, dude. Say no more. I'm making the purchase today.
1997's Mousehunt.
My God.
Starring Nathan Lane and Lee Evans with a fantastic little cameo by Christopher Walken.
When his name popped up in the credits, I was like, oh, we are in for a treat, dude.
This is Gore Verbinski's directorial debut for features.
Yeah.
He was famous for music videos and a lot of commercials. And if you're old enough to remember, he shot into the stratosphere as a commercial director, which got him this job essentially with the iconic Budweiser Super Bowl commercial where it's like three frogs sitting in like a Louisiana swamp looking at a Budweiser neon sign. And one is saying Bud, one is saying Wise, one is saying as they're croaking. But obviously like animatronic animals and, you know, just an iconic commercial from that time. This is a very early DreamWorks film.
I just read about this. It's apparently the second DreamWorks movie.
What was the first one?
The Peacemaker with Nicole Kidman and George Clooney, which had only come out about 3 months prior to Mousehunt.
Also a Kino from last year, I think. The Peacemaker.
Yeah, there you go.
DreamWorks, in part at least, was started by Jeffrey Katzenberg, who was previously at Disney. And a lot of their kind of early stuff was thought to be sort of in direct kind of competition with Disney.
Well, the rumor is that Fox and Disney were in a bidding war for this script for Mousehunt.
Okay.
And he came in as a fuck you to Disney and bought it out from all of them.
Wow. It's written by a screenwriter and director named Adam Rifkin, who after this would go on to write a little movie called Small Soldiers.
Ooh, baby.
Why haven't we done that?
Didn't we?
Did we do Small Soldiers?
We haven't done that yet.
Oh my God.
Just tell me when. Just tell me when.
Mousehunt is about two brothers named Ernie and Lars, who after their father dies, inherit a string factory in a big sort of industrial warehouse. One thing that's amazing about this movie is it sort of doesn't have a time period that it takes place in. It's very ambiguous.
It's like Batman the Animated Series in that way, where it could be the 30s, it could be yesterday, you just don't really know.
It also has like a very kind of Batman look to it, like a 90s Batman look to it. It's very drab, the color palette.
Very gothic.
And inspired a lot by Laurel and Hardy, Abbott and Costello, Three Stooges, like era of comedy, a lot of that physical slapstick comedy.
I would say even Looney Tunes.
Yeah, definitely Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry.
We just got Hundreds of Beavers a couple years ago, and it feels very much in the same vein. This throwback to very physical, silly humor.
But I think that has something to do with sort of the time period and like paying homage to that 40s aesthetic. So they're left this string factory by their father that neither of them really want, and they don't really get along.
Wait, dude, we got to talk about this opening scene.
Yes, absolutely.
So the movie opens on, as Kurt said, a very drab, rainy church staircase, and a funeral procession is walking out of it. And in front are the two brothers. They're slightly arguing about how to hold the coffin and what they're going to do with this string factory.
No, Nathan Lane's like berating his brother for not wearing black.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of
He's wearing, like, a
charcoal
dark
gray
gray
suit.
suit.
Yeah. He's like, it's the grayest black I've ever seen.
It's amazing.
They are the front two pallbearers. One of the handles breaks off the coffin. And so the coffin slips out of everyone's hands, slides down the rainy staircase, hits the hearse, thus catapulting the body out of the coffin, which flies across the street and down an open sewer.
But like very like rigor mortis stiff body.
Yes. It's like a diver doing a perfect dive.
It's so good.
And then the camera goes down the manhole and you're looking up straight up into the air as like people are, you know, looking down in to see where the dad went, the body. And they're like, he's gone. He's like washed away at this point. And then the circle of the manhole becomes like a visual effect of a spool of string that leads us into sort of a title sequence. This movie also opens with a quote that says, "A world without string is chaos."
Yeah.
Yeah, the dark humor setup of this movie is like pitch perfect.
After that scene happened, I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be great. Because, I mean, let's talk about this. We did a poll on our Instagram to see if we should do a Mousehunt episode or not. Everyone voted yes, except for one person who wasn't me.
Yeah, so sorry whoever voted no.
Well, I remember this came out on Kino last June, I believe. And I sort of... At the time, Sam was like, what's up with Mousehunt? And it became kind of like a joke between us that like we were going to get Mousehunt. But I was like not that serious. I had never seen this movie as far as I know and never got the 4K. And then a few weeks ago, my buddy Andrew texted me and was like, Mousehunt's a perfect movie. And I was like, oh shit, I got to get Mousehunt. And so when one battle after another came out, I went down to Amoeba, and that was right after Andrew had texted me, so I bought both, posted a picture of it, and then we got a lot of enthusiasm from the Instagram followers that it rocks. And dude,
here I am sitting in it with a Kino cart at Barnes & Noble.
It's a masterpiece.
It's a fucking masterpiece.
It's really, really great. And it is so dumb, but very funny. The script is smart. It's very Home Alone-esque at times.
Yeah.
Very much, yeah.
With the amount of physical humor and kind of like violence that's cartoonish that happens to people.
Also, Nathan Lane is a national treasure. He is perfect. I love him so much.
I mean, it's like Kim and I were laughing our asses off while we watched.
I was so happy watching this movie.
Again, I'm staying with friends, and so I had to watch this movie at a friend's house, and I was watching it, and she goes, "You are so loud right now." I was like, I'm having a great time watching Mousehunt.
It's just like, it's shot so well. The set design is so amazing, and especially the mouse design, which we will talk about. So these brothers inherit the string factory that they don't want. Their dad didn't leave them any money. They're upset about that. They're debating selling this string factory just to make some cash, basically, because they're not that interested in it. They're not that connected.
And they are in a meeting with their lawyer, with their family lawyer / dad's lawyer. And the lawyer also points out that their dad owned this decrepit Victorian Gothic house outside of the city,
which is also thought to be worth nothing. At the time of purchase, which was a long time ago, the dad had apparently paid $50,000 for this house. And Nathan Lane is like, oh my God, how much is it worth now?
And he's like, nothing, because your dad took a $50,000 loan against it.
Yeah. So they've got this house and a string factory they don't want. Nathan Lane is a
Chef,
yeah, at a French restaurant.
where he's pretending to be French.
Yes. And in a scene right after they go through kind of the will here with the lawyer, we see Nathan Lane at work, and it's a big night because the mayor is coming in with his family to eat at the restaurant. And Nathan Lane is like giving him the star treatment, putting on the French accent, putting on the whole show. And he serves him some type of lobster dish that a cockroach sneaks into that we see.
Yeah.
And when the mayor realizes there's a cockroach in his food and in his mouth, he like bit the head off of this thing, he has a heart attack and dies. So Nathan Lane, immediately his life is basically upended and ruined by a small vermin.
Meanwhile, Lars, played by Lee Evans, is trying to make a go of it at the string factory, but he's kind of an idiot and doesn't really know how to do anything. Before their father died, he made Lars promise him that he would never sell the factory and that the two brothers would run it again.
And there's also like a Pinky in the Brain kind of dynamic between the brothers. I mean, Nathan Lane is the intelligent one, but sort of not at the same time. And then Lee Evans is kind of the dummy sweetheart.
So Nathan Lane's career goes down the tank right as Lee Evans gets home and his wife kicks him out of the house because he's like a failure and a loser. So the two brothers run into each other at a diner where Nathan Lane is complaining because somebody sends a grilled cheese back that he put capers on.
Yeah, Nathan Lane is the chef at this like hole-in-the-wall diner now because he lost his job.
And it's like a fancy-ass plate that he like cut the orange just right. And
Yeah.
it's like, it looks like a gourmet grilled cheese.
Do you guys have a relationship with Lee Evans? I don't really know him, but he's really good in this. He's got really good physical timing.
He's amazing. I didn't really either remember him from anything. He is in Something About Mary. I remembered him from that when they mentioned that in the commentary for this. I believe he's retired now.
Dang.
I think he was like a British actor, British stand-up comic maybe too.
So the two brothers are forced to move into this decrepit old mansion. Very quickly, they realize that this mansion is a lost house from a very famous architect. And when they realize that, they kind of advertise it and a bunch of people show up to see if it's actually this lost house. They realize it is. So an auction is set for 1 week. So the two brothers can drive up the price and, you know, recoup some of the money that they've lost.
And immediately there's a man who comes to basically authenticate the house as being, the architect's name is Charles Lyle LaRue. And this man is like a wealthy collector of LaRue homes. And he wants to buy it outright.
He keeps saying, I'll offer you 6. And Nathan Lane keeps thinking that's 600,000. But it's 6 million, actually.
And I think on his way out the door, he's like, I've never paid more than 10 for a LaRue.
Yeah.
And there's this great shot where Nathan Lane and Lee Evans are just framed in the doorway as this guy's leaving, and they're just absolutely like gobsmacked that they might make that amount of money, and it's just like pushing it on them for like a solid minute, just like jaws on the floor, silent.
One of my favorite parts in that scene though is when the very wealthy man who wants to buy the house is played by Murray Chaykin,
who I remember from, he basically plays Harvey Weinstein on Entourage. He's incredible on Entourage.
He's also the guy who says, "Sir, I've just pissed in my pants" in Dances with Wolves, and then shoots himself.
Oh my God.
But there's this incredible scene where he's talking about how many LaRues he has. He's like, I have 42 LaRues and I want a 43rd. And it's like just
basically
a weird...
you too with your Blu-rays.
Yeah, for real. So yeah, not only do they discover that they are in possession of a lost LaRue, but they discover that this home has a mouse infestation, a single mouse.
Yeah, not many, just one. And they are going about renovating the house. They're putting new shingles on the roof and, you know, dusting and cleaning and repairing things that need repair. And in doing this, they kind of disrupt the mouse's routine.
Yeah, you see this amazing sequence where the mouse is like running through the walls, and we see all these old like artifacts and things that are like living within the walls, like pocket watches and whatever. This little like environment that the mouse lives in that he's presumably like built for himself over the years. And he ends up tucking himself into bed in like an old sardine can with like little cotton sheets.
And I cried.
Let's talk about the mouse, like how they did this at this point.
Okay.
This is crazy, dude. So there is some CGI. There's some early CGI stuff with the mouse and the cockroach earlier in the movie. But for the most part, this was like 62 field mice or something that were trained by a guy that they shot running through these areas. He taught one of them how to tuck himself into bed in a sardine can.
Well, it's also a ton of Stan Winston work.
Animatronics and shit.
Yeah. Stan Winston did like the T-Rex in Jurassic Park.
The last thing I think Stan Winston did was design the first Iron Man armor for the first Iron Man movie.
These animatronics look so good. They look so real. They're so expressive. They're not only do they look like a real mouse, but they have like human expression, emotion. And this sequence where like the mouse tucks himself into bed and it like, you know, maybe a real mouse sort of like you see sort of start that process, but then it cuts to like a close up of an animatronic looking all sleepy and happy.
It's a real mouse getting into a sardine can and like tucking itself in. Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
I mean, mice are brilliant. We love the mice.
But then it cuts to a close-up of this mouse in this sardine can, like macro lens, like right up against this thing that's animatronic. And it like is a seamless transition. And then all of a sudden, all these like giant, from the mouse perspective, nails start coming through the wall into its habitat, and it cuts outside and they like you're in the kitchen or something and Lee Evans is like nailing like a floorboard like trim or whatever to the wall, like one nail after another, and this mouse is running down a hallway as these nails are shooting into the wall, and it's like dodging each one, and then it basically gets like pinned between nails, and there's like one spot that doesn't have a nail yet, which is like right in front of the mouse, and it's this amazing sequence where it's like cutting to Lee Evans like lining up the last nail that he's gonna do, and it shoots in, barely misses the mouse, like covers him in dust, and it cutting to its like terrified face. I gotta be honest,
You a little nervous?
I was terrified watching this, but I have to be honest with you, I did not know how they were doing this, and I thought it was a real mouse.
Yeah, he looked over at me. He was like,
I was like, how
was that real? I was like, no.
A, how the fuck are they doing this? And B, is that mouse okay? I was like terrified for this little poor creature. It's so convincing.
That's what I'm saying, man. The fact that in 1997 people were like making movies by blending real life mice with animatronic mice, and it plays incredibly well in 2026.
Yeah, like why have we lost that?
Exactly.
Like, I don't understand it.
That is the magic of making movies, and that is the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah, and it always stands the test of time.
Without a doubt.
And so the next hour of this movie basically is this mouse going to war with these two guys who are trying to move into its habitat, and for the most part winning at every turn, you know, outsmarting these guys. Should we talk about just like some of the highlight kind of sequences?
Yeah, without a doubt. One of my favorite sequences is the two brothers corner the mouse in the kitchen, and they lay out all of these mouse traps.
So good.
All these mouse traps go off, and the brothers are getting like snapped by mouse traps left and right, left and right. And one of them picks up a giant cast iron pan to smash the mouse, and the mouse runs away. And Nathan Lane ends up getting hit in the head with that cast iron pan. And it was like one of those times where I'm like, that guy is so fucking dead right now. Like the amount, the force in which he gets hit by that 45-pound pan is insane, dude.
It's such a good sequence though, because they have set, like you said, hundreds of mouse traps, and they've backed themselves up basically to like the back door of the kitchen, which I think
locked.
leads outside. Yeah. And then they realize it's locked, so they're stuck in the room. And then the mouse comes in and is like perfectly evading every single mousetrap, walks up onto like a raised counter and launches a single cherry with a spoon into the middle of the room of mousetraps that like perfectly lands on one and sets them all off. It's so good.
So they call an exterminator after this, who is played by the most brilliant Christopher Walken.
It's
a genius.
So funny,
He's so funny in this.
Again, this is like a ambiguous time. So it's like, is he a Vietnam vet? Is he a World War II vet? Is he a World War I vet? You just don't know. but he's nuts, and he's like got these crazy goggles on, and he's like talking to himself in a tape recorder, and he's crawling around. At one point he like finds some mouse droppings, and he like smells one, and he's like, oh, it's a male, and then he like puts one in a vial, and he just eats the other one. And
It's disgusting.
Like, yeah.
He uses like a camera that's attached to a long fiber optic cable that goes all the way through the house under the floorboards and stuff. He's using this camera to try to like see into the mouse's environment and find it. And the cable connecting to this camera, the fiber optic cable, goes all the way back to his exterminator like van that's parked outside, and on the front of it has like a huge like coil.
Also on the top of the van there's like a massive cockroach on a spring, so every time the car drives it just rocks back and forth.
It looked like the Men in Black exterminator car.
Dang, I wonder if they use the same truck. Probably not.
Men in Black is after this?
Yeah, isn't it 99?
97.
Oh.
It is 97? Whoa.
July 2nd, 1997. Mousehunt is December 19th, 1997.
Wow.
And so the mouse outsmarts Christopher Walken by going outside onto his van and reeling in at like an alarming speed this fiber optic cable on this camera, which is like attached to Christopher Walken somehow. And in the probably the best part of this movie, he is dragged through the house. Like through the walls,
like face
through the floor,
first.
face first.
It's so funny.
Screaming in agony. And like he goes down the steps.
Oh, it's the best, dude.
And they're like exploding in like splinters of wood. I don't know how they did it. It looks like something that can only be animated.
The middle of the staircase. This is one of those like old school giant staircases that's probably 45 wooden beautiful steps.
Yeah. It looks like a decrepit version of like what Leo is standing on at the end of Titanic.
When he like
or Norma Desmond House.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sunset Boulevard.
Yes,
but yeah.
too.
He's dragged down the middle of them as the staircase is exploding around him, basically.
It's all practical.
And so then the camera cuts back to the interior of the house, and there's like a human shaped like hole through the entire staircase. It's incredible. I was really impressed with this movie in the sense it's PG, and they drop like bastard a couple times. They call the mouse a bastard a couple times. Christopher Walken he's not like violently gored up, but like he's got some cuts and there's some red and stuff on it. It just felt a little more.
They like pull him out in a body bag, basically.
Yeah. It's a bit more adult on the PG side.
God, the way he's screaming though. And
he's got this like hilarious black wig on in it. And when he first gets in the house, Christopher Walken is a trained dancer and he's like moving around like a dancer, but he's got this like Ghostbusters backpack on.
Yeah. And he's clearly nuts because he's like, he immediately starts talking to Nathan Lane and Lee Evans in like a coy way where he's pretending not to be an exterminator because he's certain that the mouse is listening. When we first meet Christopher Walken, he's got like a huge bug bomb aerosol canister.
Which is from Sam's house.
Yes, truly hit a little close to home.
Yeah, this is a perfect one for this week. Nathan Lane tries to touch this bug bomb and Christopher Walken freaks out and he's like, never touch that. While he is in there, somehow this canister gets lost under the floorboards.
I think it's when he's getting dragged out.
Yeah, and in a later sequence, Nathan Lane is chasing this little mouse with a giant double-barrel shotgun.
Think of the elephant gun from Jumanji that the hunter has.
Yeah, it's like very Elmer Fudd. And they think they've cornered the mouse under the floor. He sticks this shotgun down through a hole, gives like a super confident look to his brother, like, we got this motherfucker. Pulls the trigger and he shoots this bug bomb. And this like giant ring explodes under the floor and they all just fall through it.
This is exactly why I couldn't put the bug bomb in my apartment, because they fucking blow up, dude.
At the end of the movie, when they auction off the house, everybody is there, raising their arms, throwing down bids. The price for this house goes up to like, how much?
Like 26 or something, 26 million or something.
And a great part of the screenwriting of this is there's this sort of device they keep doing where the LaRue collector keeps trying to just buy it outright. And like all they would have had to do is be like, yes, we'll take your deal.
Yeah.
We'll take your 10 million. It keeps going up. And you know that like it's not going to happen. Something's going to go wrong. And they've had all these chances not to make 20 million, but to make a lot of money. And they keep sort of hubris style, like waiting.
Yeah.
And there's a moment in this auction where Nathan Lane is up at the podium and he's got like a judge's gavel and the podium is angled in a way where the surface of it is facing him and the crowd can't see it. And the mouse appears on top of this podium and he's trying to kill it with this gavel as he's talking to the crowd, like giving his little speech about the house, but they don't want anyone to know that there's a mouse infestation, obviously. Nathan Lane's performance at that moment, he's like screaming his words every time he lays down this gavel.
He's like, whatever happens, do not stop the auction.
Yeah.
Also, do you know who the auctioneer? Do you know what that guy?
Mr. Pitt from Seinfeld.
Oh, that's not what I was thinking. He's the wise man in Army of Darkness who like throws Bruce Campbell his chainsaw when he's down in the pit.
Wow.
There's a lot of Seinfeld character actors in this movie.
Yeah.
Lee Evans' wife, she's George's secretary at the baseball stadium.
Yeah. She's great in this. She is so funny.
And then William Hickey, the great actor who plays their father. This was his last movie. He died afterwards, but he's, I believe, in Seinfeld at some point. He's also one of the uncles in Christmas Vacation.
There's this incredible motif in the movie where it keeps flashing to a portrait painted of him.
Yeah.
And the expression keeps changing depending on what his sons are doing.
Yeah, it's so good. And that's just some of it, you know? There's just like these amazing little scenes of them going to war with this mouse, and it's just delightful. It's just laugh out loud funny, great performances. It's so well directed. And it's such a fun script. This movie was released the same day as Titanic.
Holy shit. No wonder nobody saw this movie.
It did well, though. It did well. It was like intentionally released the same day as Titanic before anybody knew Titanic would be Titanic, but it was sort of the counter programming, the family version of what you could go see at the movies that weekend. It's a $38 million budget, according to Wikipedia, and made $125.
Whoa, okay.
So people saw it.
Yeah. Honestly, with a return like that, I'm surprised they never pitched a sequel.
They talk about it being a possibility at one point, I think, on the commentary, but yeah, it never came to be. What's really interesting about this movie, based on the commentary track, originally it was being developed for two actors who apparently had a friendship in real life and were looking for a movie to do together. Those two actors, picture the version of Mousehunt starring these guys: Jim Carrey and Nicolas Cage.
No fucking way.
Give me that movie, dude.
What?
This movie's perfect. That movie would have been perfect as well.
But it would have been an alternate reality.
Yeah.
But I would see it.
I don't want to lose this one, but I would take that one.
I mean, dude, if they were like, we're making Mousehunt tomorrow and we're using the same technology that they did in 1997. It's just the
same movie, but with those two, honestly.
Day one, dude. Day one.
Also, after those two were involved, it was being pitched for Chris Farley and David Spade.
Holy moly.
Yeah. Like perfect.
Yeah.
3 perfect movies right there.
Holy crap. Dang, we used to make things here, man.
Gore Verbinski, I mean, we mentioned him at the beginning, this is his first film, but he would go on to direct the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
I think the first 3, right?
Yep. Rango. And then he had a huge hit after this with The Ring, the original The Ring, or the American The Ring. Sorry, not the original.
That's crazy.
That's right. How is The Ring aged?
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
That movie fucking scared the shit out of me.
It scared me too.
Oh my God.
He also has a movie releasing this week that I'm really excited to watch called Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell, he's been kind of missing lately.
Yep. So there you go. Mousehunt 4K Kino, perfect, looks awesome. Just a delight.
And Sam's been changed. He was doubting this, and now it's his favorite movie.
Sat down begrudgingly to watch this. And I, again, in between houses, I had to rent it off stupid Amazon. But I was like, I can't believe I'm spending $3.99 to watch Mousehunt right now. And best $3.99 I've spent in a long time.
So there's a Kino half-off sale?
Yes, at Barnes & Noble right now. I believe it runs to early March.
There you go. Get it while you can, people. Get it while there's a slip. Okay, before we go, it is time to put wishes out into the physical media universe for titles on formats that do not yet exist.
I wish for a Kino 4K copy of Ace Ventura 2 When Nature Calls.
I wish for a Kino 4K of 2001's The Mexican on 4K.
I have one.
Kimberly, she wishes.
I wish for a 4K of Moulin Rouge, the Baz Luhrmann shit show.
Moulin Rouge.
Ah, wow, Kimmy.
Yeah, I was asking Kurt the other day. I was like, oh, why don't we have Moulin Rouge on 4K? I've seen it a million times. It was a huge favorite of mine. And he was like, there is none. And I was like, oh, well, I'm going to ask for it on the show because it's a classic. It's so, I mean, the colors are amazing. The music is amazing. Ewan McGregor and Nicole are incredible. I want to watch it again. It's perfect.
I wonder how it looks.
I bet you it looks like shit now.
Really?
Maybe not. Maybe some of it's practical.
A lot of it is practical.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe Santa will bring it for you, Kim.
Maybe.
Do we think these wishes go out to Santa or God?
Both.
I would love his Romeo and Juliet and Moulin Rouge. Where are these?
And Strictly Ballroom.
And you're sitting there and you're just like, dude, where the fuck is Australia?
What's up with Australia? I never saw it.
Oh, it's so bad.
Oh, it's so
I saw it in
bad.
the theater. It's just like 4 hours long.
You know what isn't bad?
If you say Gatsby.
Elvis.
Oh, shut up. Shut up. You guys can take Baz Luhrmann.
Gatsby rules. Gatsby's a great 4K.
Get the fuck out of here. There's times where you're just like, your brain has broken in half and you're just like, I'm a huge Luhrmann guy now. Baz is my guy.
Baz is great, dude.
Get out of here. You wished for the Mexican, and I definitely thought of that Johnny Depp movie where he gets his eyes taken out, which is Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
That's correct.
Okay.
Speaking of Johnny Depp, what I also was going to wish for potentially was 2013's The Lone Ranger on 4K, which is a Gore Verbinski
Yeah.
mega budget movie that was very maligned.
It's
Probably
two
for good
leads
reason.
are Armie Hammer and Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp playing a Native American.
Ugh.
I would like to revisit that.
Get the man.
Why?
You have lost it on this episode.
The Mexican, I believe, was also pretty critically kind of panned. This is a Gore Verbinski movie
Okay.
directly after Mousehunt.
Wow.
Stars Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts, and James Gandolfini, and is kind of a crime comedy from my memory. My brief research prior to this episode is that Brad Pitt is transporting like an ancient cursed pistol across the border for some bad people.
That's so weird. What a strange premise.
Ace Ventura 2, the 1995 follow-up to 1994's Ace Ventura. I probably watched this one more than I watched the first one. However, I think the first one is funnier. But man, this movie blew my mind apart when I was a kid. There's just like so many great bits in it. When he punches that guy in the face and then starts wearing him like a scarf in that really nice dinner. He goes, "You must be the Monopoly guy." Punches him in the face and like drapes him over his shoulders, and he dips his head and like starts moving his mouth like a ventriloquist. And he's like, "Do not pass go. Do not collect $100." Followed up by Jim Carrey getting birthed out of a animatronic rhino. But before that happens, a line that comes up in my family all the time is kind of hot in these rhinos, because he's like sweating and he's like taking off layers while he's like in there spying on whoever. Dude, Ace Ventura 2 fucking rules.
When he sticks his finger out of the animatronic rhino's butt and like wiggles it around.
It is prime boy viewing.
Yeah, there was definitely a stretch where it was the most important thing that ever happened to me, that movie.
I'm sorry, we didn't even talk about the opening scene, which is a ripoff of Cliffhanger, where he goes to rescue a raccoon who's on like a tightrope somehow.
Yep.
But that helicopter pulls up to Ace Ventura when he's like climbing this mountain, and the guy goes, "I don't know, Ace, if I were you, I'd turn back." And he goes, "If you were me, then I'd be you, and I'd use your body to get to the top. You can't stop me no matter who you are." Lahu Zahur.
Yeah, where is this? I think, who'd you wish for it from? Kino?
Yeah, I mean, I guess Shout put out the first one.
Yeah, Shout'll do it.
Yeah. Day one, man. I am ready and waiting.
I've got it on Blu-ray from them.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I don't know if I knew that existed. That's good news.
Okay, that is it for another episode of Physical Therapy, a movie podcast. A big thank you to Patrick Laban for our incredible music. Thank you to Kimmy for producing.
Please follow us on Instagram at PTMoviePod. If you can also leave a review wherever you're listening to podcasts, that greatly helps us get more listeners. And tell a friend.
We will be back next week with a very special episode and a very special guest talking Kino Lorber's finally released 4K of 1997's Dante's Peak.
With a real-life volcanologist.
Ooh, we'll see you then.